Welcome to our first course in chemistry. Some of you may have introduced about chemistry in class 7, 8 little bit, right? But we are going to take a very deep dive on the subject of chemistry. So let me try and explain to you what chemistry is, right? So chemistry is a science, okay? It's a science, so it's a science subject, right, which we are going to study. And this subject basically deals with something called matter, okay? So chemistry is a science which deals with matter, right, and helps us describe the properties of matter. Properties of matter. Okay. Secondly, it also helps us understand the changes matter goes through. And third, it also helps us understand the energy changes which are required. Yes, which is required to perform changes in its properties. Okay. So number one, we are mainly going to talk about matter. We are going to deal different kinds of matter, right? The properties of those matter, any changes which will happen in that matter, and energy changes which is required to perform those changes, right? So that's the science, and that we call it chemistry. Okay. So, but before we begin our journey, we need to understand first what do we exactly mean by matter in the first place. Okay. So let's start with the definition of matter. It's a very simple thing, right? So anything which is a mass and it occupies space, right, is matter. So for example, anything and everything which you see through your eyes and it exists is a matter. For example, the book has some matter, the laptop has some matter, you has some matter because you also occupy space and you also have mass, right? A car has a matter, an elephant has a matter, an ant has a matter, right? So we need to definitely have some number to say how much matter is there inside in a particular object or a particular body, right? So we define that through kilograms, right? So how many kilogram of matter is there in a particular object, right? So the quantity of matter could be measured by something called mass, right? And basically it has a unit which is called kilogram, gram, and any other unit which you may be aware of, right? And it does not changes with location. So if I am like 60 kilogram here, if I go to Shanghai, I will weigh 60 kilogram. If I go to Singapore, again, I will weigh 60 kilogram, and so on and so forth, right? Then everything which exists has a mass. And sometimes we can look at the object and say that it has some mass or it has matter, in fact, by because it is occupying space. But sometimes our senses can do fail us. For example, the air is there, but we can't see it, right? So anything which is colorless, odorless, and things like that, which we are not able to see or detect using our senses, we can fail to see there exists some matter. Okay, so the matter is a very simple thing, right? It has mass and occupies space, and everything you know of or something which exists in this world, right? Anything which basically exists in this world or universe, for that matter, has a matter, right? So, for example, sun and all the planets, sun, stars, and everything has matter inside it, right? I just want you to note that there's a difference between mass and weight. We are going to learn more about that when we deal with it in physics, right? So, weight is a sort of force with which the gravity pulls us towards itself, right? So, weight is not mass. Weight is measured in Newton because it is a force, and it can vary from location to location, right? So if you go on the moon, basically my weight will change because in physics we define it as mg, right? And the g is the acceleration due to gravity. If you're not aware of it, that's fine. But just to take a note that mass and weight are two different things, right? So in chemistry, we are fundamentally going to deal with the matter, its properties, and the energy changes which are required to perform this change in properties, right? So again, what is chemistry? Chemistry is a science. That's the easy one. It describes and basically deals with matter, right? It helps us describe the properties of those matters, the changes which can happen in a matter, and the energy changes which are required to bring out those changes in the matter, right? These are three area of focus in defining chemistry, and that is what we'll start with. So in the next video, we are going to look at energy and what kind of energies we are aware of, and how that possible changes in the properties of the matter is going to take place.